Welcome to WCTV News. In this portion of our broadcast, we tell you all the events occurring this week.
And this week, on Tuesday, March 12th, there will be Envirothon.
In other news, we will be having parent-teacher conferences on Thursday, March 14th from 4 to 7:30 p.m. and on Friday, March 15th from 8 to 11:45 a.m. And now for this week's weather from Nikki.
Thanks, Alex. Here's the weekly weather forecast for March 11th through the 15th. On Monday, we're going to have showers with 40% chance of rain and about 50 degrees. Tuesday, it's going to be about the same with scattered showers. The weather is going to go up a little bit on Wednesday to about 58 degrees and partly cloudy. Thursday, we're going to have some clouds in the morning, but it's going to get sunny later in the day with 53 degrees and only a 10% chance of rain. And last, on Friday, it's going to be up to about 64 degrees and mostly cloudy. Back to the news desk.
Each week we will have sports. During this time we will tell you when and where each high school game is. And now for sports with Blake.
On March 11th, there will be a high school baseball and softball game at Weber at 4:30. There will also be junior high regionals to be announced. Also, Scholar Bowl MTC Fresh Soft Tourney here. On March 14th, high school baseball at Odin at 4:30. And softball. March 16th, there is a high school tourney, 9 a.m. here.
Each week we will have a special report which should give you some insight on the key events at the school. This week's special report comes to you from Mr. Dunn.
Alright, so every year the Science and Spanish Club, they team up and they go to Chicago. Well, recently I got to talk to Mr. Dunn, the Science Club sponsor, about what they were going to do this year. Hello, Mr. Dunn.
Hello, Alex.
Are you excited about the trip to Chicago?
I am very excited. We're going to be leaving March the 28th and staying for 2 nights in the Windy City. Very excited for the kids to get to go.
Sounds like a lot of fun. What do you like most about the trip?
I like the fact that the students are going to get to do and see some things that they wouldn't normally see here in Southern Illinois and get to ride some modes of transportation, trains and boats and things, and just get to see a culture and a big city that many of them have not ever experienced and may never have another chance to experience.
What's the cost of this trip?
We're spending a little over $5,000. We have about 34 people, counting the students and the chaperones, going. And so I don't know what that works out to overall, but it's a pretty good chunk of change. We are staying 2 nights, and the students have raised all the money. It's not costing the school anything. The students themselves are paying for the entire trip through fundraising and dues dollars.
How do you think this trip's going to compare to others you've taken?
We've had some really good trips in the past, but I think this one is going to be even better. For one thing, we're staying the extra night, so that has allowed us to add a little extra to our itinerary as far as some of the museums and things we're going to get to see. And we're getting to stay downtown so that we can actually do things a little later and not have to worry about catching a train out, clear out, or a bus, clear out to the hotel. So I think that's going to work out really well.
Have you taken this particular trip before?
We have taken similar trips like this in the past where we just stayed one evening, but we have stayed downtown one other time and then out in the suburbs other times. But we have been to most of the museums and the tours before with other classes, yes.
So what are the students getting out of this trip?
The students are going to get to experience 2 of the best science museums in the world, with the Field Museum and the Shedd Aquarium. They're going to get to see Shedd Aquarium has a 4D show. They have a dolphin show, and then of course all the other aquarium. The Field Museum goes through all kinds of cultures and dinosaurs and other animals and things like that. We're going to be going to a Mexican art museum, and the students are also, hopefully if the weather cooperates, going to take a walking tour in the Pilsen area, which is an area with a lot of Mexican immigrants, and where they've painted murals on the sides of their businesses and homes, and a lot of artists live there and get to experience that. They're going to get to experience the Chicago River from an architectural tour on a boat, and learn a lot of the history of Chicago and see a lot of the great architecture, some of the great buildings. They're also going to do a lot of walking in the city, as well as riding on the the elevated train, and the subway. So Just all kinds of experiences. Navy Pier and Michigan Avenue for a little bit of shopping, a lot of shopping if the girls have anything to say with it, plus some really interesting places to eat as well. So just a whole different culture than they're used to here in our little paradise in Southern Illinois.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Mr. Dunn, and have fun.
Thank you, Alex.